Hello everyone! Welcome to the Cup of Joe show! One of my cousins reached out to me who also studies Japanese, right? Because we're all part Japanese. A bit jealous because they've actually been to Japan as of last year. But they just reached out the other night and they were like, hey, can we practice Japanese together? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so we're supposed to get together once a week, you know, and just do some speech practice and stuff. And I'm actually really glad for it, though, because I've been looking for some kind of motivation to get back into it. Because after I found out I wasn't really going... Well, there was a plan where I was possibly going to go to Japan this, like, March or April, and that fell through, and I felt really kind of demoralized in that respect, and I just stopped studying Japanese. So, I have a reason again, though. So I don't embarrass myself to my much younger cousin. I'm the oldest cousin in the family, so... There's no, I can't afford to not be as good at Japanese as my cousin, so I gotta get better, okay? So, last week, you may recall that the Digimon stuff didn't go so well, right? I made one care mistake because some stuff happened in the family, and I needed to spend some time with my family, and I came back, and it was just like... Everything was dead, and it was ruined. So I've got them back up to where they were before. They're back up into their champion form, with one exception. Instead of getting Mad Leomon, our Impmon became... Troopmon. What kind of name is that? It's still fine though, because Troopmon can totally become Beelzebumon. All we gotta do is take perfect care of them, and then let them have a couple care mistakes after they reach their ultimate... No, after they reach their ultimate form. Which is cool because it's rare. Usually whenever you get a Digimon up to champion form, the name of the game is just perfect care. But not this time. Troopmon. It was supposed to be Mad Leomon, but I guess he just gave up on that and became Troopmon. They're not the best. In fact, they needed 2+ care mistakes to achieve, so I don't know how I went from trying to make 0 care mistakes with Impmon to get Mad Leomon to getting 2+ needed to get Troopmon. I don't know what happened. I had full effort on them too, so it wasn't that. Look at that. Troopmon, though, also has typeless. They're just like Mad Leomon. I knew it. I suppose we'll have already seen all of their attacks, right? But let's go ahead and have a peek at Troopmon's attacks. I mean, mainly because I've never seen it either. I mean, they don't have a type, so I have no idea how much to shake this thing. You never know. What is it? Okay, so it's like a massive chaos and then a skull. Ooh! Well, Troopmon, that sucked. But we got to see both of them, and you got a cool skull for your main thing. You want to know what the saddest thing about the way that the last set went is? The saddest thing is, I've realized in retrospect that all of them, even though I had made a single care mistake and they weren't going to evolve, all of them had the capability to be just Jogressed into the form that I wanted to be them to be in. I didn't have to just burn the field. I could have just Jogressed them into the next stage and continued on like nothing happened. So, you know, never give up. Digimon are strange. You never, like, there's always a possibility with Digimon, apparently. Axel Toma, welcome. Are the Digimon V pets expensive? Mostly it's the shipping that's expensive, depending on where you order them from. Because each one, if you're not getting them scalped, are about $40. Maybe $35 is what they're supposed to be. But usually if you're buying them from a proxy site, you'll get them for $40. And then shipping is like another $40. So it's like $40, $80, $120. It can add up pretty badly. I don't actually know how the shipping on these last sets were $40 though, because I swear I ordered them from DE Japan before and the shipping was only like 18 or 20 or something a little more reasonable, you know? I want to have a battle. They need to have a battle. Although if they beat each other up, they're gonna... No. That's right. When you're trying to get 15 out of 15 battles, it's only the last 15 that matter. So you know what? Screw it. You guys just have a big old battle. We're gonna tag them up. Left, right, left, right. I don't know what shakes they need, but here we go. Oh yeah, Shadowga says, oh yeah, I remember Nintendo wanted Clefairy to be the mascot, but it ended up being Pikachu. Well, yeah, especially how in the Pocket Monsters manga, the original one from April 1996, that one, Pikachu actually looks the way he kind of looks now. Clefairy looked weird. Charmander looked very straight. He already had like a Charizard head, but he had a small Charmander body. Ah, yeah, get Troopmon out of there. Troopmon can't handle himself. Well done, Targetmon, but here comes Cordramon Blue. Oh, man. God, Troopmon! Pull it together, man! Great. What are you two just not going to evolve now? You're just going to get sick and die? Good. Good. See, you can actually will away illness if someone's like off to the side of the bed being like, what you gonna do, you little wiener? Gonna get sick like a quitter? I proved it, didn't I? It totally works. Hey, let's draw something. What do you want to see me draw? Since we were playing Pokemon and talked about the manga Draw Clefairy. Dude, I could totally draw Clefairy. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab my pencil. I'm gonna grab my eraser. The greatest thing about drawing this style is you don't have to be super specific. You just gotta make sure they got all their fingers and toes, you know what I'm saying? We're just gonna draw like a... Yeah. We would be remiss to not just start with the form of it all. So there's a Clefairy. Their body. Probably could have drawn that a little more. Probably could have drawn that a little more tilted. And there's a deeper darkness here in the ears, and then for some reason they got this little tip here like that. Okay, yeah, that totally feels right. And this mouth is like old style, because remember, this was illustrated back in 1996. So it's got this kind of classic anime giant mouth thing going on. Let's waste no time in getting this drawn. Okay, we're gonna bring these legs up a little more like this. So it's more of a... like that. Now we do the hardest, most nerve-wracking part of every drawing. For some reason, I've noticed that, like, hints for drawing stuff I've noticed lately, and you can't take this with a grain of salt, because I'm sure you've seen around on Twitter and Tumblr how there's always this fad thing going around a lot, like, dear artist, don't do this, do this, and sometimes it's helpful. Sometimes they're guidelines, sometimes it's like an anecdotal kind of thing, and they don't quite have it right. And then, for a while there, what we see is a lot of artists crapping on each other for using X technique or using Y technique. And then eventually someone comes forward and they're like, guys, this is stupid, why don't we just kind of draw the way we want to draw? And then it dies down or whatever. But the thing that I've been seeing lately is people saying, draw the head last, especially draw the face last. I don't know if that's because the majority of artists, they have a tendency to start with the face first. Like, I do that all the time. I end up starting with the head, right? And then the body kind of follows. And maybe that's not smart, right? But I think as long as you're drafting, like doing a loose kind of compositional draft, I think it's fine. But anyway, yeah. I don't know what I think about that. As always, I'm part of the camp that says draw however you like. And as long as you end up enjoying it, you can come back to it later and keep being an artist, that's fine. The biggest threat to an artist is burnout and blocks, you know? Like, see? I put that lip line up here instead of down here, and now I'm considering quitting! Go back every decade for anime and manga, for instance. Let's just use this as an example because it's a very easy example to illustrate. There's always a style, right? When you look at certain anime and manga, you're like, that's a 90s one, that's an 80s one, oh, that's a 2000s one, oh, that's like one of the 2010 anime where they just kept popping it out and it looked really generic. Like, you can see in every area what was cool and what worked about it and what didn't work about it. Nothing about those things was wrong. All of those styles have in common one person who kind of penned that style, and it was kind of unconventional. So go for it. Be the next Akira Toriyama. Make a style that people copy for like 6 years. You'll never do that if you just listen to people on Tumblr and Twitter. Meeeerch says, Pikachu's Clefairy's cousin, what the F? Yeah, in the manga, they are, at least in that English translated one, they are billed as it. You know how Japan is, though, with their titles of family and how that doesn't always mean they're actually related, but at least in that first chapter, the link that I put in the Discord, not endorsed officially by Moose and Joe, it does say in the beginning that, yeah, they're Pikachu's cousin, so... As to how literal that is, I don't know. Clefairy, are you ready to be erased yet? I mean, just the pencil, though. Here we go. Oh, man. Please stop it. Please don't do this, Clefairy. It's doing it! God dang, dude. Is this what I get for... Oh, gross. Ew, it's getting really smudgy. Not again. Is this what I get for using the 02? Every time I use something other than the 01, I always say I regret it, and then I never remember why. Yeah, it looks fine. We can even pretend that it's supposed to look a little smudgy because it's old-style drawing. It's 90s. Haha! Thank you, Meeeerch. They still think it looks good. Here we go. As long as we heavily hatch it, no one's going to notice the smudges anyway. And as long as, if I ever want to use this, which I can't, because this is like just a copy of a stock art, I would normally put it into Photoshop, punch up the levels around so that way the smudges disappear. So don't worry about it. I'm just saying that in another life, this would totally be fine. Bless you! I'm just yelling bless you at the ghost because I heard it make a noise again. If you're haunted, there's two paths you can take, of course. You can either ignore it and hope it goes away, or, you know, in some other form, demand that it goes away, or you could acknowledge it and give it more power, probably. I honestly wouldn't recommend the latter, but I'm doing it anyway. So now that we've done that, we've drawn, we've checked in with our Digimon, not in that order necessarily. We're actually gonna have to move all these nanoblock dudes out of the way because this is going to get crazy. If it's anything like the last Ballady set we did, it's going to be difficult, it's going to be annoying, and things are going to be falling all over the place.